It sure is. Well, it's game on here now. As referee Darian Furness says play on, and already you can see that breeze. It'll be strong at the back of the Storm in the first half. And they have the first possession. Beautiful sunshine in Newcastle. It'll be a tough day for the fullbacks. Storm with the first opportunity with ball in hand. Elmore, who's come into the starting side in the back row, the lock forward position. Already a penalty against the Knights.
Yeah, it's a big southwester, Frank, behind the backs of the Melbourne Storm team, and that's a big start from there. Bit of penalty, and they'll come down and have a good ball set. Start the set about 40 metres out from the Newcastle Knights line.
You can see the Knights wearing some impressive socks. It's a foundation they're raising some awareness for where there's a will, there's a way. Great to see the Knights youngsters supporting that. We'll tell you some more about that through the morning. Already the Storm are in good field position, putting some pressure on the Newcastle Knights. Seeing some shape, a good short ball. There's an opportunity there too, and it opened up a little bit there for Fermor. Just wasn't able to hold on to the footy.
You can see that shape. They run in the top grade a lot there, the Melbourne Storm team, and nearly executed that perfectly. Fermor found himself in a bit of a half a hole. Just needed to hold that. He's someone that will feature a lot today. The number 11 there, Fermor. Wide running back row, strong, great attitude.
Of course, the Melbourne Storm have an interesting link up to two teams in the Intrust Super Cup in Queensland. They're the East Tigers and also the Sunshine Coast Falcons. So a lot of these youngsters get pushed forward to into those comps.
And both those teams having successful seasons as well. So everything's rosy in the Melbourne Storm system.
The Knights too have 5 players playing in Intrust Super Premiership and 2 in NRL. A penalty now for the Knights helps them out of that hard yards area.
Yeah, 2 ruck penalties to start the game, 1 each for each team. So the referees are trying to clamp down that area. Hopefully it's consistent now and the players can get their head around it.
It's the Knights starting the set this time in the Storm half. Good contact there from the tap restart. Corey Dennis will be looking to impress, to try and push his way through the grades. Skipper and Hosking, this time he has a little Captain Cook and turns the football over. Errors to start everywhere, Dan Baderis.
Yeah, when it's windy, Frank, just got to concentrate a little bit more and watch the ball right into your hands. And I know it's only a little short ball there, but the wind can change it just a little, probably an inch. All that means to drop the ball. They'll have to keep their passes short, especially from the dummy half.
Another factor that the wind plays is for the fullbacks. You spoke a lot about Matt Cooper's confidence. He gets into the game early, gets confidence. It'll be very powerful.
Yeah, it's a big part of Matty Cooper's game. He probably needs to improve is the high ball, and I'm sure he'll get tested here today. But he's got a lot of ability. He's got 14 tries, 18 line breaks to go with it. He'll feature here today.
Now it's the Storm doing the hard yards, trying to get out of their own end. Through the winger in Collins. Now they go centre field. Moimosia with the ball. They're set up to the right-hand side. Shift on offer here for the Storm. And they have some space as well. It's that man Drinkwater who drops the ball back inside now to Finau. An offload inside. Some razzle-dazzle by the Storm. Trindle eventually brought down 20 metres out. Pointing to the post, they go to the short side. Drinkwater, a bit of ball playing on the edge.
He looks classy with ball in hand, Drinkwater already. See the way he looks in, looks out. Plays short.
And down the short side. There's an opportunity very close to the corner. Into touch.
He was out in the touch.
Harry Grant's a creative player for the Melbourne Storm. He took the opportunity down the short side and it nearly paid off.
He sure is. I think that's big Saleh for now. Out in that right wing. He's a big, strong thing, but yeah, Harry Grant loves the short side. Very aggressive little player, especially in defence.
Leads the competition in dummy half run, so don't be surprised to see more of Harry Grant. Who has been re-signed with the Storm.
Second marker 14.
Johns now just playing through the middle. Good ball back inside. Plenty of time with the football also. It's Croker. A little bit of a juggle there from McIntyre. Able to hold the ball. And the Knights just getting a bit of momentum through that middle. There's a good run on the back of that with Croker and brought the penalty.
Yeah, good, nice play from the Newcastle Knights. Just keeping it nice and short around the ruck. Just pumping them through that middle third. And just chasing that player that's third man back and offside. So you can hear the referee calling them out. Smart play from Birch is just poking his forwards around there. And it's their turn to have a good ball set on the back of that kick from Curtis Dark.
You can see the strength of that wind there as they tried to kick into touch. We thought it was going to go into touch comfortably, but only just made it. Now it's Curtis Dark with the ball. And the Knights come up with first points. Johns is directing traffic quickly to Lockery. Just a flat pass there to King. He needs a little bit more momentum. There is some space on the keep going for the Knights, but the Storm adjust quickly. Lockery to Johns, who straightens up the attack. As Danny Badera said, he caught up with him last night, and I spoke to Matt during the week. That syndesmosis injury is a tough one, very painful. Birch had a dummy half to Lockery. Short pass to Dark, back on that inside shoulder. Great defence by Egan. Quick play the ball means the Knights are on the attack. Hosking, as he caught, he got met in solid defence. He's only a metre out, the skipper. On the fifth tackle, Birch tries to thread the needle. The referee says it's not been played at, so Cooper's got it on the fifth. Can he come up with a play? Melbourne Storm jump all over him. It was a tough ask there by Birch to come out with so much traffic and try and thread the needle through.
Difficult proposition for Birch to do that. He probably needed the pass there. They did have the numbers on the left, and that right side for the Melbourne Storm has leaked a fair few tries this year. So that's the side the Newcastle Knights need to be going to.
They're now playing the football. You can see why they're comparing him to Israel Folau from a body shape perspective. Got a bit to go until he joins that type of company. Now the Storm on the front foot, playing some football. This time it's the halfback Egan. Down the short side, some space. Close to the sideline, and the Knights are not able to take Drinkwater into touch.
We've got 7 out of play.
He's dangerous when he gets the football. Fermor now goes forward. Almost lifting the leg. The ball spewed out the back, and the referee says lost football. Didn't have control of it, though, Fermor.
Yeah, disappointing start for Fermor. That's his second error in 7 minutes. You've got to go into that contact area. A bit more ball security.
Probably could have easily got a penalty there. Just said during the call, little lifting tackle there. Kanoa Gudgeon put his hands up as well, and one that got through.
Yeah, absolutely. You can't do that. And that's the Knights' ball. Definitely need to get some yards down here now, but both teams are pretty enterprising to start the game and looking to throw the ball around, especially the Melbourne Storm. They've got nothing to lose. They're here to throw it around, entertain a little bit. And they've definitely got some players that can do that.
Wouldn't imagine Eric Smith, the coach for the Storm, happy with the completions and the errors at this stage. 1 from 4. Now Birch scheming at a dummy half, stealing some metres for the Knights. Referee just calling the markers out there, putting them on warning. Good hands and interchange by the forwards. Croker gets a quick play the ball. King's up for some ball playing. John's beautiful movement by the Knights, and there's space on the edge for Gibbs. Could have got the ball to Kanoa Gudgeon on the outside. There would have been space. He gets the offload. Flat pass there. I thought lucky to get away with it. Eventually the halfback Lockery is caught on the fifth tackle, 18 metres out. Cooper it is down the short side. A short pass and call forward. The Storm players put their hands in the air, and the touch judge on the far side picked up the forward pass.
Yeah, it is nice play from the Newcastle Knights, but they're just not giving themselves enough room. Get a little bit more depth. Just putting all their ball players under a little bit of pressure. He's through the hole there. But the Melbourne Storm need to get to their kick. They've got a really strong breeze behind them. Even kick early. Play a bit of field position.
It's a funny thing playing with the breeze. You think it's a great advantage, but you've got to take that advantage. You've got to use it. Good tackle there by Jack Johns over the top. His real strengths. He's good with football in hand. Very good defender. This time reasonably high. The Melbourne Storm players calling for a penalty, but referee said play on. Now they've got some space to the open side. That shape that we're so used to seeing from the Storm NRL team filters down the grades. Some good post-contact meters as well here for Tonji. Flat pass, yeah, it was more than flat, it was forward. Once again, the errors, Dan Badera.
Yeah, I'm sure they've warmed up on the field, both teams, and would have spoken about that in their warm-ups. There's a breeze, I know we're going on about it, but just give yourself some more depth. With them, without, when you're going against the breeze, and also when you've got the breeze with you, can play with your head a little bit.
Also, when you're set for that trick shot down the short side, that they were set flat. There's going to be a little...
Well, you do need to get out and be flat on the short side, but the dummy half needs to get out as well. He needs to bring you onto the ball, and Harry Grant will do that, as we spoke about. He loves getting out from there.
Mitch Andrews plays the ball, and down the back of it, it's Gibbs. Outside back's doing the cart work now for the Knights. Coker with an offload. Good hands by Cooper. Was at his feet and had to stop and reset himself. Wonderful centre of balance that Cooper. We've seen it a number of times.
The Knights look really good through the middle third. Love the way they're tipping onto each other. There's opportunity for these outside backs that are very dangerous as well.
Gudgeon, this time he comes into the centres looking for some work, and he puts some pressure on the Storm. Wide pass from Johns to Loffrey. Now it's McIntyre with ball. Looking for more footy. When he gets football, he comes up with plenty of points. Plays it 10 metres out. Down the short side is Loffrey. Trick kick taken on the full by Drinkwater. This will mean that the Storm can turn defence into attack quickly. Knights aren't quite back on side. And Drinkwater took some advantage of that as he got the ball back inside to Eden.
Yeah, that was a big shame from Loffrey. He just preempted. He's always going to kick that. If you just look to his left, it was just a 4-on-3. It was a try-scoring opportunity. Now they find themselves defending on the halfway line.
Some advantage. Grant knows where to go with the football. He just went forward and stole some more metres, meaning the Storm are already 40 metres out. Another flat pass to Trindle. Dummy to the inside. Good defence by the Knights, drag him down. McIntyre chopped the legs out from underneath. The Storm going centre field. A bit of end-to-end stuff from both teams. Offload again. Referee says go back and play it.
14 to play it.
Yeah, the completion rates for the Storm is 1 from 5. They need to get this one out.
Flat hard pass once again. That's tough to take in traffic.
That's 1 from 6. Paul Former, number 11. That's his 3rd error.
Tell you what, Dan, lucky it's not happening in the NRL. Craig Bellamy would have been spitting chips, literally.
That's one thing the Melbourne Storm, the top grade, don't do, and that's beat themselves. Every week they give themselves a chance to win on the back of their completions.
Zach Hosking now going forward. Great interview with Emma Lawrence before the game, talking about his father, the Mule. Thought he was polite to his dad, a little bit slimmer. They play to the keep going, the Knights. McIntyre.
I wouldn't imagine Mule Senior would have a ponytail either, Frank.
What was he called, the Mule? Does he look like one?
Running style?
Something like that. One of the great icons of the game. The great cult figures for Manly. David the Mule Hosking. 5th tackle now for the Knights. Bombs away up into the breeze. A good option by Loffrey. Hard to take, and they just allow the back row. The fullback, he didn't get anywhere near that Drinkwater. In the end, it was a very good take there by Beau Fermor. He'd be pleased to get ball in hand after a couple of errors. The Storm doing the ruck work. Good charge there by Harlan Collins. Left a couple in his wake. And now the Storm can get over the halfway line. They'll be looking to complete this set of 6. Tough pass there. Finau. You can see that big body take some dragging down, and a quick play the ball, meaning Grant can take the advantage. Short pass on the outside to Arthurs. Now Finau with the ball. There's space on the edge for the Storm. Knights scrambling in defence. Eventually they make that tackle only a metre out. Tonji it was who got played. Grant out of dummy half. They're claiming try here. Referee points to the spot, and it's the Melbourne Storm with first points through their hard worker in Harry Grant.
Yeah, good dummy halves try from Harry Grant. A little bit of sell to his left. Caught the markers in the on-goal defence for the Newcastle Knights at 6s and 7s there in McIntyre. Got to get down low and cancel out the opportunity for the dummy half, which he wasn't able to do. Harry Grant capitalised on that and takes his tally to 7 for the season.
Comes from good blood stock as well. His father's nickname was Piggy, and he's Piggy Grant. Great nicknames.
Come from the same sty, Frank. It's he was the under-20s Origin hooker as well, and very impressed with him. He loves the contact, and speaking to the Melbourne Storm staff today, they said his tackle technique for Melbourne Storm is a little bit low, so it's something he'll be working on hard in the pre-season and off-season to rectify and get in the Melbourne Storm system and the way they defend. But he's got big potential. They've got Brandon Smith down there as well in the number 9 position, and getting tutelage from Cameron Smith.
He'll know all about it when he gets to Melbourne. Starts training with the NRL squad. Jesse Arthurs has the ball placed. Many factors to deal with, particularly the breeze. Start this inside the posts.
Beautiful.
Beautiful kick straight over the black dot. No problems for Jesse Arthurs. Melbourne Storm 6, lead the Knights 0. Battling with the conditions down on the sideline is Emma Lawrence.
Yes, it is very windy down here, Frank. It's a bit deceiving because it looks like a nice day, but it's quite chilly. I cannot believe that the Storm scored first when they've only completed 2 of 7 sets. But how good is Harry Grant? As you said, played 20s Origin, came through the juniors, played 18s Origin as well, and he's top of the comp for dummy half runs. He's so quick, so keep an eye out for him to do that again this game.
Spot on cue there too. Emery did a brave take. You've seen the strength of that wind. The Knights kicked off and put it up into the breeze, and Harry Grant came down with it. Now, that means that the Melbourne Storm are in a good field position quickly. Grant, little trick shot down the short side. They'll get a bit of rhythm in their attack now, the Storm. You can see those structures coming down the grades. Drinkwater once again, happy to challenge the line. 5th tackle. You'd like to think they put it up and use this breeze. Egan's tried to do that, and he's put one of those floating bombs. It's a tough one. Great take by Matt Cooper at the back. That's a confidence builder.
Absolutely. We spoke about Cooper before, and that's one part of his game he needs to practice, and big take for him. That was floating all over the shop and give him a lot of confidence for the rest of the game.
The outside backs for the Newcastle Knights. Kanoa Gudgeon is Cameron King with an offload. Creates that second phase opportunities for the Knights, and that's why they're right up in the top 5 of the comp for metres made down that centre third.
They're always pushing forward, which is a good sign, and you're going to push forward if you know you're going to receive the ball every now and then.
It was firing the whole stuff there from Cameron King over the top. Remind me of Clint Newton almost in his day playing for the Knights. Good kick here by Jack Johns, low and into the breeze, trickling towards the sideline. That's an art in itself, kicking into the breeze.
Sure is. You need to really have your hand on that ball right to the last minute when you're kicking into the breeze, and don't let it float and your ball drop. It's a real hard skill to do.
You can imagine you did a lot of it growing up as a kid when your father's Matthew Johns and your uncle's Andrew. You wouldn't have any options on Christmas Day. We're going down the park kicking footies.
And there's another one, Jack. Jack's got a brother called Cooper. Cooper's another little half that's plying his trade. I think he's at the Seagulls at the moment, but looking to sign an NYC contract as well.
And you might see him in some of these colours out here today, and it's not Newcastle. Here's a cutout pass now and some opportunity for the Melbourne Storm. A little kick in behind, Matt Cooper. Houdini-like. Nearly turned defence. Well, he has turned defence into attack. Had he not been clipped, he would have made it away. He's still away. Matt Cooper over the 40, over the 30, beats the defence. Matt Cooper, that is magic stuff. One end to the other. First of all, he come up with a play to come up with a football. Tripped over the pop-up sprinkler, hopped up and went again and went right down the other end and scored.
Yeah, got an ankle tap. He's ran so many meterage tries this year, long distance tries on the back of an intercept or support play. And this sort of stuff here, picking the ball up, a loose ball, body on the line, and then just shows his speed. That's his 15th try this year. Nice right foot. Here's a good foot race. There's so many long distance tries this year. He has scored.
Great balance, Dan. He just looks like, and you'll see here, he comes up with a clever little shot here, and he gets the ankle tap. But he's got enough composure to just stay on his feet, but he gets those legs pumping quickly. Drinkwater probably needed to attack him there in defence. But we would have thought Egan had the speed to run him down, but he's deceptive.
It's
quick.
Good. It's good when you see long distance runs and you see the players looking up at the big screen, looking, where's my the defence going to come from, and what can I do to get away from them? Had a good look up there and stepped away and got through for his 15th try.
Curtis Stark taking on the kicking duties today. Adds the extra 2 points, and the Knights bounce back. Melbourne 6, Newcastle 6.
Well, Matt Cooper is always on the highlights reel, isn't he? Such a bright young talent. Don't forget, guys, we do have the main game here today, Storm and Newcastle. But after that, we head across to Allianz Stadium on Fox League. Roosters and West Tigers. How good for the Roosters. They get their fullback, Michael Gordon, back. He hasn't played since round 18 with a pec injury. I mean, not only what he brings on the field at fullback, but he's kicking as well. Oh. How about that? Gone dead. Not a good start for the Storm.
Yeah, that wind is so strong, and Emma's dealing with it down there in the sideline, playing havoc with her hair alone. Tell you what, that kickoff, it was like a rocket, Dan Baderis.
Frank, how many times would a Drinkwater
What are we doing here? Talk to me.
thought to himself, I can't kick this dead. I can't kick this dead. And look, he's gone up and just done that. His coach would have sent a message down. Don't kick it dead.
It's always the captain obvious. Don't kick it dead. No, I won't kick it dead. But, gee, I tell you what, it puts the Knights in a good field position. Jack Johns, he's like he's conducting the orchestra out there at the moment. He wants the ball wide of the ruck. And he moves it quick to Loffrey. It's a play at the back to the try scorer, Cooper. Corey Dennis just needed to hit that with a bit more speed. Henry's into dummy half. King, he's always got the ball out. A bit of Arthur Beetson in him. And he gets the offload as well. On the back of it, Loffrey scheming and taking the Melbourne Storm defence on. The halfback plays it quickly out of dummy half will be Birch. He needed to find a runner. King was keen for the try line. He's found it a few times this season. Fifth tackle. Johns now out the back to Cooper. Space for the Newcastle Knights. Kanoa Gudgeon trying towards the try line. Good scramble defence by the Storm.
Nice play there from the Knights. Good option to run on the last, especially with the breeze there. But I love the play of Jack Johns there. Just really held the ball up. Held it out in two hands. Nice little delayed pass. Found some space for his outside man.
The Storm to do some grunt work. As we have a look at the replay here, he found space on the edge and the slide defence come across hard from the Storm.
Yeah, he didn't need to do the cutout pass there. Just need to go through the hands. Draw and pass.
Scrum here, guys.
You would have probably seen Gudgeon into the corner.
The Melbourne Storm have come up with some errors to start this game, a number of them. None more so in a pressure point spot than less than 10 metres out from your own line.
I think it was touched by the Knights, was it?
Yes.
Wait for it. Go
The
through.
Knights got a hand in there. Gee, they've got some grunt work to do now, Dan, off their own line, the Storm.
I'm sure they'll get forward. There's no problem with that. Just got to get through their set. They need to get kick here.
Square here.
Use that strong breeze that's at their back. They need to get the right field position to set up for that kick. It's the outside back. Jesse Arthur doing some work.
Off the Souths. Is that right, Jesse Arthur's?
Yeah, in the full-time squad, I believe. There's been some signings amongst the grades. The Knights have also lost a couple of the West Tigers. Oh, that pass was flat, fell away from it. Put his runner under pressure, I mean, a turnover once again. Just needed to dig into the line there. Turn the football over. Well, Heath Gibbs and also Sam McIntyre signing with the West Tigers, the two Knights players. So not surprising to see some movement in this grade at the back end of the season.
Yeah, disappointing to lose both those players. I guess it's a pathway. So there's a few back rows in front of Sam, but he's a good talent. West Tigers have got a couple of good players there.
The Knights are set up to the right-hand side. Jack Johns knew that they needed to square up a little bit, playing a bit too lateral. Plays at 18 metres out. Hosking wants to go forward with the ball. Good ball out the back. But the Storm defence read it. Good read there by Trindle, who come quickly up on Loffrey. Now Dennis is wrestling with the ball in hand. That's a good battle in itself. Saleh Finau up against Corey Dennis. Two of the bigger youngsters in this Holden Cup competition. Now it's fifth tackle, 11 metres out. What do the Knights do? Johns wants the ball. Looks to the outside, puts the kick across. It's up in this breeze. Well, they competed against themselves there, the Knights. Gibbs and Gudgeon almost competed, took the ball off each other.
Sure did. That's Gudgeon's catch.
Release the ball.
And then Gibbs needed to fall around behind him. If he had a tap back or whatever he wanted to do there, but
Square out, marker.
a communication issue.
We spoke about it earlier, Dan, playing with severe breeze. It's tough also kicking into it, but also with it at your back. You need to factor those things in into your kicking game.
You do, but you've got to hold the ball before you can get a kick away.
True.
They're still 5 from 11, the Storm boys. Under 50% there.
I'm sure Eric Smith will remind them of that at half-time. The Storm coach, 35 out from their own line. This time they're going to use the breezing kick early. Hasn't got great purchase on it. It's skewing towards the
40-20.
sideline. Lucky he didn't get good purchase on it because it turned out perfectly. He did skew it a little bit.
Exactly what he's doing, Frank. So 40-20, finally used that breeze.
It's over here, guys.
Big momentum change in the 40-20. I love that rule.
You know, wait for the ref here.
One of the great changes over modern time. And last time we've seen the Melbourne Storm do this, they come up with points.
Fermor looking to get his hands on the ball here.
Egan with it at the back to Drinkwater. Great vision, a cut-out pass. And it'll be untouched in the corner for Harlan Collins. But it's all Scott Drinkwater there. Good vision. Knight's defence was up and in, and he hit the man on the chest.
Yeah, well executed. As we've spoken about, Fermor ran a great line. The previous 2 times they've been down here, they've hit Fermor. And great skill where they've just used him up, gone out the back to Drinkwater, and just shelling peas for him. Look at this line from the number 11. Just gets a couple interested. Drinkwater, nice cut-out pass to Collins. Big Harlan Collins out there on the left wing.
Always good to see youngster with vision and time, and despite that attention from the Knights coming in to shut it down, Scott Drinkwater was able to make the right decision in traffic.
Yeah, he's definitely a talent, Drinkwater. I think he comes from the Central Coast, just down the road there, and the brother of Josh is over in Super League. Here's Harlan Collins. All these guys are pretty proud to be wearing that purple strip of the Melbourne Storm.
No doubt about it. There's some pathways there. Going to be good enough to take them, and some of these youngsters are certainly putting their hand up for it today. Another challenging kick for Jesse Arthurs. He struck the last one beautifully. Taking his time to think about it. Started out there, look at that, pinpoint accurate use, the breeze to perfection. Melbourne 12, Knight 6.
What a ball that was from Drinkwater. I know you guys gave him a rap, but he's just such a good young talent. He was the 2015 Australian Schoolboys #6 alongside Nathan Cleary. What a combo that would have been. If he wants to get a spot in first grade, possibly with Cronk going, he's got a lot of competition with Brodie Croft and Jerome Hughes. So, gosh, the big three, when they're gone, they probably have another big three coming through the Storm, don't they? Craig Bellamy certainly knows how to develop young talent.
Yes, spot on, Emma. So a 6 for the Australian Schoolboys. We've seen some big numbers in front of him and decided to take on that fullback position, like Cameron Munster.
Absolutely. We saw from that 40-20, Frank, some points. Here they go.
Here's a great one.
Garrity.
Garrity is it with the football. Might be first touch for him, and he's split them open. Winning the Storm are on the attack. Now Trindle onto the football. Drinkwater with that skip across field and dummy. Pushed the pass out. Saleh Finau was good enough to go back and pick it up. Harry Grant now had a dummy half. Just playing up, eyes up tight football. The Melbourne Storm have a roll on now. Back down the short side for Drinkwater. Another cut-out pass. I think he might have dropped it in the corner though. Saleh Finau.
He went for the one-handed put down, Finau.
In the middle.
It was just a 3-on-3. Great place to attack from there. Just need the ball grip. Put that down in the corner. Here we have a look at this. Yeah, didn't really get a catch on it. Looked like he's holding the ball on the top, on the point.
Gee, I hope he didn't think about the dive more than the put down.
No, wingers don't think of that.
No.
What about the wingers in the top grade for the Storm? Vunivalu, Addo-Carr, streaking away with the try scoring this year.
Now, Dan Badiris, once upon a time, wingers were seen as people who hung out with footballers. We can't say that these days. Not that I ever would have.
Oh, mate, they're great to watch. And tomorrow in the Penrith-Canberra game, there's 4 on display. The wingers there, outstanding. But Alex Johnston's the other one, the try scorer, leading the try scorers, I think, with 22.
Got shot by the sniper late last night there with a hamstring, putting him down for his 3rd. In the meantime, a penalty against the Melbourne Storm means the Knights are well and truly on the attack. Curtis Dark with a good offload to Birch.
Go.
Who's just run. Back yourself, Dan Badiris says to the young hooker. He makes it a metre out. And Johns now needs to go to 5-8. A long, dangerous pass to Loffrey with this breeze. Trindle's been up quick a number of times on Loffrey. He knows how dangerous he is. Now Johns is back into the ball-playing position. He too with a big cutout pass. There's not too many people in that far side, but he nearly hit him in the grandstand, Jack Johns. Maybe just a little excited there.
Yeah, the more the ball's in the air, obviously gives the opportunity for the defence to move. He throws a beautiful right to left pass to Jack Johns, but have a look long and then play short. Especially in this sort of weather. Look long, play short. You can't go wrong.
And that breeze picks it up. The further it goes, the more it picks it up into the air as well. And in a normal, non-windy day, that pass probably hits the mark.
It does. And that's where you've got to respect the Storm. In the top grade, they never throw really a long pass because they know the defence can, as that ball's in the air, the defence is moving up. It cuts all your space down. So they always break you down, play short.
And for a beauty, Super Saturday continues here with the Knights 3 in a row. Can it be 4 against the benchmark of the competition, the Melbourne Storm? Oh, here's a good shot. Henry Pett, Eddie Tuilotalava on the field. Just a little bit high there on Dale Madden.
Yeah, Eddie's been out for a while. He's come back with a, looks like he's got his knee strapped, but I'm pretty sure he's been out with an ankle. Tuilotalava.
He's also spent some time on that hair for today's game. That's a serious rat's tail.
I think he's a barber, Frank.
Yeah.
The barber himself.
Want to just trim that last bit at the back there might help as well.
You're not up with the styles, mate.
No, I'm not. That is for sure. Melbourne Storm now with the ball at the right end of the field. Fermor. Good wide pass from the dummy half. They're set up to the right-hand side. Trindle with the dummy. And show and go. Desperate defence there. Dragged him down. Now they come to the left-hand side. Egan from a touch footy back. Here's the chance for Fermor. Dan Badeiros has been speaking about him. Almost reached out to put the football down. Grant out a dummy half. Just lost a bit of momentum there, the Storm. They come back centre field. Good tackle there, one-on-one. This time it was the centre and Heath Gibbs on Drinkwater. Grant scheming at a dummy half. He had to do a few U-turns there. They go back towards the posts. Daunt plays it. A metre out. Long pass. Good hands by Trindle. Short ball. Opens up. Try time for the Melbourne Storm. Oh, Trindle, that was a beautiful pass. You could hear the runner call tricky, as in Trindle won the football. The Knights defence just couldn't hold.
Yeah, nice split ball there from Grant. A little bit low, but just what that does there, just isolates the third defender. So Trindle gets the ball, just drives straight to third defender. And that's just a nice, easy run for the number 12 in
Tunji. It was a beautiful ball from Trindle on the chest of Tunji, but it was Trindle who set it up. You could hear him calling tricky for the ball. Corey Dennis got caught in two minds, went out, left his inside shoulder.
Yeah, it's just a great way to really isolate someone on that ball from the dummy half. And any half and back rowers combination relationship together know how to score from there.
Dan, how much of this filters down from the top grades? When you look at this game today, you can see that the Melbourne Storm have those same lead runners, that runner out the front that you often see them score, whether it's from a Cronk or a Smith or any other ball players.
Well, you've got to have some cohesion all the way down, Frank, and that's your calls, understanding what your calls are. There might be a few different terminology, different calls there, but what you would have is an idea of how you want them to play. And if they do get an opportunity to come up through the grades, and they've been in the system for 4 years, they know exactly what they've got to do when they get their opportunity up in the top grade.
Jesse Arthurs has already struck the ball beautifully, 2 from 2 so far. Using the breeze. No problem once again, the Melbourne Storm skip away, 18 points to 6.
I tell you what, Newcastle do not look like a side right now who are playing for their season. There's plenty of sides in the NRL who will have to play for their season this weekend too. The Cowboys later tonight when they host the Sharks. They're just in 8th. They're going to have to be desperately holding on. And we're going to be live from Townsville, our coverage hosted by the brilliant Yvonne Sampson. You can catch the coverage from 5 p.m. Eastern.
Yvonne Sampson's been very busy up in Townsville and back for the weekend wrap tomorrow.
It's a hometown, Frank, isn't it?
It is. Of our very own Emma Lawrence. What a week she's had. League Live, a cameo on the Matty Johns show. A superstar rising through the grades. Emma doing a wonderful job for us. Now it's the Storm because of the short kickoff already over the halfway line. Just playing the percentages much better after a really rocky start. Their completions and errors early. rapport, but as Dan Badeiras has said a number of times, they get back into the rhythm. They're coached that way. They go centre field through Madden. Local Sunny Coast boy. 5th tackle. They'll be putting it up in the air here, you'd imagine. Trindle decides to go for the little grubber in behind. It's a creative kick. Oh, tap back inside too. Drinkwater was just a bit too good for Dawn.
Great heads-up play from Drinkwater. That's a thinking footballer right there. Just time for the nice kick down the middle third. Just tapped it back.
Oh, he laid the egg, Dan. It went straight in one side and out the other. So quick.
He knew that try line was begging. No one was in front of him. And that's on the back of a complete sack and a nice kick. We're on top here, the Storm.
Sure, Todd Lowry will be keen to get his team into the sheds at half-time and speak about the breeze won't win it for them. They'll need to be much, much better with the football and defensively at the moment. They leaked a lot of points last week.
They're just finding some confidence at the moment. As we spoke about, they scored 70 points here last time at McDonald Jones and then leaked 50 last week. So it will take a little bit to get into this match. Just start believing what they can do. Luke Huff at 14 for the Newcastle Knights is on the field. Young player, huge potential.
Certainly one of the many good hookers coming through for the Newcastle Knights, Luke Huth. Great story, we spoke about it a couple of weeks ago, that he missed the local schoolboy team but went on to make the Australian schoolboy through the second. It must be a composite team they put together, and it's a great story, and geez, been really impressive. He added an injection every time he's come on.
When he was 15, he made the merit team as well, so he's always made those representative teams. So keep educating and getting him sorted. Hopefully he can stay around the club for a while.
You doing any work with the halves here at the Knights?
No, I'm not. I'm a complete year away, mate, but Simon Wolford's there as another hooker. No, Scotty Duro's got the pathways at Newcastle Knights and does a tremendous job. And I think Rory Cross-Jason's going to help out as well.
Yeah, some good names there to help out. Little kick in behind. Clever kick by the Melbourne Storm. Pinning Cooper right over to the corner. That's the Knights once again having to do the hard yards off their own line. Supporting the socks, we'll talk about that again. Where there's a will, the foundation that the Melbourne Storm are supporting with their socks, raising money for the Newcastle Knights wearing the socks, not the Storm. But it's to help mental illness and treatment approach, a preventative approach to a very important part of society there.
Yeah, Group 21 are right behind this, and 1,400 junior players out Group 21 all wore them last week, and the seniors are wearing them as well. No doubt they raised a lot of awareness. Amazing cause.
One of the great media managers and media communicators, Polly Yule, involved there. So if you want more details, check out Where There's a Will Foundation. And it's a big night too, Mark Hughes Foundation ball tonight.
Yeah, the third year of the ball. It's an amazing foundation, that one. It's got a lot of publicity, so been fantastic.
Yeah, check out their website, galabid.com/magic ball. Sold out in 10 minutes, so well done to Mark and Kiri Hughes and Chris Badeiras involved. That's the Melbourne Storm going forward. Can they come up with more points in this first half? Forward pass to Drinkwater. Referee caught it as well. Gee, I tell you what, that's a familiar shape once again, a shift by the Storm. We've seen that in the top grade.
Yeah, that was. It's just a timing execution, but that's the right play. Going out, once again, looking for the back rower not filling his space in McIntyre. That's a warning shot to the left edge of the Newcastle Knights.
There's been a few of those.
There has been. There has been. The Knights just need to play up tempo through the middle third just to get back into this match. And they're probably a bit balked with this wind. If they can just get through, even a dummy half set, just relieve the pressure off the middlemen. And get back into it with a bit of a good line speed. Try and force an error.
Those completion rates there, Melbourne Storm are leading despite only completing 10 from 19. It's a funny thing, that wind, our great mate Denny Badeiras, Andrew Johns, says wind affects children and horses badly. As you can see, it's affecting the Newcastle Knights today. They've certainly been put off. Let's hope they can get it right in the second half with it at their back. But look at the Storm defensively, and that quick speed of the line, just out of the corner of his eye. Heath Gibbs couldn't help but see a shooter, a sniper coming at him. He's turned the footy over.
Yeah, that's a Harry Grant special. He loves doing that, racing off the line from the C defender. Here he comes. He did seem enough to put the pressure on the arm.
It's like a slingshot he got fired out.
Gibbs, yeah, he comes hard.
Now there's a chance with 40 seconds left in the first half.
As you'll see, as you get through the Melbourne Storm system, there's no one shooting out a line like that. And all the systems, so he'll learn all about that, but he's got such a good attitude.
Drinkwater with ball in, skips to the outside, dummies, backs himself. Gee, that was a questionable pass, but the referee is going to say, point to the spot, and Jesse Arthurs comes up with more points for the Melbourne Storm. We focused on Scott Drinkwater, and you can see why, Dan Badera.
Absolutely, it's a Drinkwater special. Ball out in two hands. Just have a look at him. Ball in two hands, nice left foot, and then that left end. Once again, back into two hands, and a questionable pass. But the skill on display there from Drinkwater. He's a talent, especially when he's coming with a staggered line of defence coming at him.
They hurt tries before halftime when the opposition coach. If you're Eric Smith, you'd be absolutely stoked with the Melbourne Storm's first half.
He sure would. And through their completions, I guess you could say he'd be disappointed, but their natural skill and their under-20s mentality has got them in a position to be 22-6 in front, with Arthurs kicking really well. Got every chance to slot this one as well.
It's been exemplary today. 3 from 3, and they haven't been easy kicks, none of them. This is as hard as you've seen. Across the breeze. No problem so far. Starts this one a bit more narrow. The breeze just got a hold of it and pushed it across the front. That's half time. Melbourne Storm 22, Knights 6. Spoke a lot about this man on screen, Harry Grant. He's very busy, and he's continued to be really dangerous out of dummy half.
Yeah, he's just someone that loves his footy. You can tell by the way he defends and loves the contact, and got a nice little bit of nous around the dummy half area as well. And Jack John's here, and 15 tackles, probably a lot more tackling than what he would have liked to have had as a half, and just got to play a little bit more shorter today. And I'm sure his dad Matthew is down there and probably trying to get some signals out to him and tell him what to do as well.
Oh, he shanked it off the kick-off. That certainly looks like me off the kicking tee.
Wow.
That will be on the highlights reel, no doubt about that. I've hit some poor ones off the tee, Dan. I've seen you do the same, but that's up there. He just skimmed underneath it, I think, and that breeze got a hold of it.
Nearly broke the 10-metre line, though.
Just about. Would have been a brilliant kick had they been able to go over the 10-metre and bounce into touch. In the meantime, Eddie Tuolota-Lava's got the football. Maybe that's the start the Knights needed. Try and peg back this 22 points to 6 deficit.
They need to be a lot more aggressive, the Knights, with and without the ball. And starting right now.
Hosking playing some football. A flat pass to McIntyre, runs that beautiful line. Quick play the ball too, means that out of dummy half, Youth's on the attack. Scheming and dummying, a good tackle, a desperate one. And Trindle dragged him down, 2 metres out. Knights are on the attack early in the second half. Some fresh legs here too. Offload means that they can try to create off the back of it, and it's Lockery. He got a ball from Tuolota-Lava. Now it's 5th tackle. Johns with the ball. Steps back inside. Beautiful kick to the in goal all the time. But Drinkwater's been able to get out. That was fantastic. Nice Drinkwater.
Nice kick from Johns on the outside of his foot, but his outside men didn't know about it or weren't ready for it. Should have been pinned in the goal, Drinkwater. The Knights should have been receiving another set of 6, but...
Yeah, you can see Johns did a great job to thread it through there.
He shouldn't have been allowed to get out from there, Drinkwater.
Crashed into each other, like the Three Stooges then, the Knights, they banged into each other, and Drinkwater's able to pull a little bit of magic out of his own in goal. Grant out of dummy half, scheming away. Good defence there, like Tuolota-Lava, trying to stamp himself in defence. See the strength of this breeze, a good kick by Grant, low and hard into the breeze. Andrews now. Oh, he got crunched too when he brought it back. He got the big long strides going. I think it was Jesse Arthurs also with Tonji.
Well, it's a Bit of a message from Andrews there to his middleman. This is how you want to run it. You see your wingers doing it. As a middleman, you've got to do it as well.
A little jink might be needed there as well. Now it's Dennis. This bloke won't shirk the duties. Skipper and Hosking over the halfway line. Geez, clever out of dummy half youth.
He brings him onto the ball really well.
Keeper standing one off the ruck to Johns, who straightens up the attack. You can tell the Melbourne Storm done a bit of homework on Jack Johns. He squares up to the line well. Every time he's done it, he's had a lot of defenders in front of him. Ball pass in behind there.
Takes is good, mate.
He had to stop and go back and get... Oh, that was a great take there by Saleh Finau. He wants a quick play the ball and he gets it, meaning a penalty on the back of it.
Nice hands from Finau. Picked it off his bootlaces and got down, found the ground and went the right to play the ball.
Penalties favouring the Knights there by 5-3. They need to not make penalties down that end, so the Storm have to work against these Breeze. Interesting. Here's some interesting onlookers. Not only the Johnses, but also there's some Baderises in the middle of that.
Yeah, there's my two boys there. So the Johnses are up for, obviously, to watch Jack Johns play, but they're up for the Mark Hughes ball, where Matty's going to feature in that.
You can see him in the background there, Matty. He'd be concerned about the scoreline. Are your boys okay with Uncle Andrew? He's okay looking after them? Chris, your wife will be watching at home, getting ready for the ball.
He's very good with kids, Joe.
He's very good, Andrew. Here's the Storm now on the attack once again. Deep pass to Egan. They're full of running at the moment. It's the Knights having to do all the defending. 20 metres out the Storm. Trindle. Beautiful ball back inside to Drinkwater for space. Tips it on. Oh, Grant got a pass away, but it was well read there by Gibbs, who intercepted it.
Oh, that was building nice for the Melbourne Storm. They've worked out that the middle third in defence for the Newcastle Knights is pretty flimsy. They're challenging them, big man, back on the inside. Nice little shaped runs. And that was very unlucky for them.
Knights have to do the grunt work. You'd think they're going to use this Breeze fairly. Good run by McIntyre. He's looked most likely with ball in hand today for the Knights. They go centre field. Eddie Tuolo-Talava. They're set up for a good position for the kick on the last. Melbourne Storm in front of the referee. Straight up and under bomb here from Jack Johns, just playing the safety of it, not knowing how strong that Breeze is. Oh, and under. That'll be a penalty. I think it was accidental more than anything on Drinkwater. Heath Gibbs or Kanoa Gudgeon on that far side. They both might have come out of a little weary. It's actually Kanoa Gudgeon. Fairly accidental, Dan.
Yeah, what's the rule with that, Frank? On Manly versus Brisbane.
It's quite dangerous, though.
Middle at the start of the year.
Yeah, Tommy Turbo.
The ball hits the ground, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure that was a penalty, Dan. It's a really good point. Either way, I don't think that Kanoa Gudgeon meant to take out the legs of Scotty Drinkwater.
The Knights shouldn't be discouraged from putting the ball in the air because, as you saw, no one in the back three wanted to do anything or take anything to do with that ball, and you need to keep finding that. Put it up there and challenging 50-50 as always when you put the ball in the air.
That's certainly the way to do it. Grand out of dummy half. Trindle's really starting to come into this game. Real Trindle, you can see the way he goes to the line. And
Negan, the number 7, he's an Australian touch football representative as well. You can see the touch footy in him.
Some space for the Melbourne Storm. Egan, you just spoke about him, Dan Baderius. Oh, he needed a pass to Drinkwater, who was filthy back on the inside. He backed himself there, Matty Egan. There's still space on that far side. Look at Drinkwater back into the line. Beautiful pass, but it's forward. Tell you what, he's a genuine footballer, Scott Drinkwater. He ran through on the play, missed the opportunity. As we look at the break, a beautiful little tip pass on and offload. And Egan, who comes from that touch footy background, he thought he'd back himself. Well done there by Kanoa Gudgeon, who got in between.
Yeah, what I liked about Drinkwater there, he wasn't too disappointed. Obviously, he pushed through. He knew that Egan should have passed it to him, but he whipped around, kept on playing on.
Must hold here, Melbourne.
Come with a nice short side pass. Goes forward.
Must wait for it.
He's a player, Drinkwater.
He sure is. We'll go down to the sideline and hear from Emma Lawrence.
Well, Coach Todd Lowry just really wanted the Knights to put in those 1%ers, all of those effort and attitude things that he wasn't happy with last week, things like the kick chase and the line speed in defence, all of those things that say they are giving 100% because it really didn't look like it in the first half.
There's our Fox League utility. Emma Lawrence giving us the update there. Gee, the Knights, they're just pushing. You can tell that there's a bit of scoreboard pressure sneaking in here. To the line, there was some space. Confusion at the end with Hosking dropping off. The ball going to the outside.
Yeah, nice little idea if you're the Knights. Once you get to the red line, the 40-metre line, no matter if it's from third tackle onwards, kick it. Just kick it, get down there and get your kick chase, and that's how you get your energy back. And if you've got a straight line in your kick chase, you can build a lot on the back of that. But the more you make errors.
As you can see, Dan, the possession there is against the Newcastle Knights. They've got 45% of it. So despite that lack of possession, you're still saying the early kick. Here's a chance for the Melbourne Storm. Oh, the centre split them open in Arthurs. Showed some genuine toe and adds more to that points tally, which that individual points tally is now building. Gee, showed some toe.
Oh, I love the right foot here of Arthurs. Have a look at this. It just takes them away. Takes Dennis away and then bang, right foot. And just shows a clean pair of heels.
You could see there that Corey Dennis knew that Drinkwater's the one that's brought all the attention, that lateral speed. So he just went in, turned in. And then it was like when you lose your dog, it turned him inside out. He couldn't find it. Yeah. And Arthur's pinned the ears back.
His space for Corey Dennis was too narrow. You need to show a little bit more discipline and stay a little bit, have a bit more width. He would have been able to make a better purchase, better tackle on Arthur. Arthur's there. It's his second try today. And kicking really well as well. So takes him to 26-6.
Now, Dan, you're a kicking expert, I know that. If we look at this lineup here, where do you start this kick? Because that breeze is strong.
I'll tell you a story here, Frank.
Yeah, go on.
My last game here at the stadium at McDonald Jones, I had a goal kick, my first and only. And it was in the exact same position. And the ball boy came out, said, "Have you ever kicked?" And I said, "No." And he gave me a tip. He goes, "Aim at the Coke sign, just straight through there."
The ball boy did?
The ball boy gave me a tip. I said, "Thanks for that, mate."
That's what he used to do to Andrew Johns.
And the ref gave me a couple of tips as well. So
who was the ref?
I don't think Arthurs needs any tips. He kicks them well. There's that Coke sign.
There you go. One to the right, Dan Badera says. Starts it online. Great advice from Danny Baderas. Extra 2 points, 16 points for Arthurs alone. And the Melbourne Storm kick away.
Well, he can score, he can kick. He's an all-rounder, isn't he, Jesse Arthurs? He's actually the second highest point scorer of all time for the Storm NYC players. He needs around, I think it's 26 more to get that top spot. Only a couple of games left, though. He might not be able to get it. And, guys, don't forget the main game here today. Newcastle hosting the Storm. No Cronk for the Storm, but Tohu Harris is back and Cameron Munster. So you'd imagine they'd be very tough to beat.
Just another State of Origin star and an international back in for the Melbourne Storm. That's impressive stats there from Emma Lawrence about points in this grade. Gareth Whittle was a star in the under-20s for the Melbourne Storm. So he's joining some rare air there, Jesse Arthurs. They're playing some footy now, the Melbourne Storm. Just opening it up.
Well, they're doing really well. They're moving the middlemen of the Knights around, Frank, and you can see they just can't adjust and can't fill up. They can't get off their line. Don't know what subs he's got down there. Once he wants to introduce them, Todd Lowry, looks like he needs to do it pretty soon.
That'll be for sure, because they're starting to get some fatigue. And all the Melbourne Storm. You can see the outside backs from the Newcastle Knights trying to come in and relieve their forwards. Here's a good run. Henry Penn brings some experience off the bench. Bit of go forward now for the Knights. Look at the difference that makes. Some fresh legs over the halfway line. Got that big breeze at the back. They haven't had a chance to use it. Tuolo Talava with a good offload. Rory Dennis is in some pretty severe traffic. Fifth tackle. Let's see what Lockery comes up with. He's going to pass it to Johns. There's space on the outside for the Knights. Dark gets the ball away now. And it's Gudgeon playing in the centres. Puts a little kick in behind. A well read there by Drinkwater. Good enterprise by the Knights and a good defensive play by Drinkwater.
Yeah, they had it all covered there, the Melbourne Storm, and that's not a bad option for the Knights running it, but just a couple of good hard runs. Started off with Henry Penn. And Kutulavar got it as well. So they just need to keep pumping through that middle third and let their halves take control. They're doing it easy here, the Melbourne Storm. Upset on the cards. The Knights have got everything to play for.
Absolutely they do. It's the Knights that need to stay in that top 8. It's the Storm playing with all the energy. Grant's been the leader of that. Just constantly challenging the defensive line. Fifth tackle, they come down the short side to Trindle. Drill it low and into the ground. Good hands from Cooper. Despite the scoreline, Matt Cooper's been great for the Knights at the back.
He's a confident player, Matty. Still a year young.
Mitch Andrews now. Last time he did the winger return kick, he met some solid defence. To his credit, he keeps putting the hand up. Curtis Dark with a good dart and an offload as well. One-on-one steal opportunity for the Storm. Ooh, that was tough. Had he got it the first time, he would have been no problem at all. But the referee's still penalising Corey Dennis. He could have also got a penalty. Referee says play on. Lockery down the short side. Andrews has turned it over. And now big Saleh Finau with the ball. He tried hard to put him into touch. Lockery, it was a mismatch. It was a heavyweight versus a bantamweight fight, that one. Oh, good eyes up there by Drinkwater to Saleh Finau, who's just dancing with them inside, outside. Back to Drinkwater, who takes them on down the short side. Melbourne Storm with some razzle-dazzle. Saleh Finau can't get up off the ground. He's out of gas. Meantime, his teammates spread it quickly. There's space on the edge. Knights have scrambled. Jack Johnston, a try-saving tackle there. And Willie Tolai. Ran out of now. Intercept now will be the Knights trying to go from one end to the other. Curtis Dark, he says, I don't have the legs. I'm going to give it to the speed man. And the Knights, can they go coast to coast? This is brilliant. Is it Kanoa Gudgeon? One end to the other. Wow, Dan, we're seeing it end to end at the moment.
Could that be the turning point, Frank? They needed something because Melbourne Storm were all over them. I love Dark. He thought he was going to run the whole way. Give it up to Gudgeon. He's got the wheels.
I tell you what, about 20 metres out, Kanoa Gudgeon, I think he might have been a little low on gas. He thought, go Curtis. And then he said, hang on, I'm going to have to do something here. And when he pinned the ears back, you can see why he scored so many tries.
Yeah, well, as we saw down this right side, the Storm looked like they were playing with them. And they had an opportunity to score themselves. And sometimes that's all it takes is an intercept to change some sort of momentum. And if you're a Newcastle Knights supporter, hopefully that's it there at 28-12. Still a little bit of work to do. Definitely not out of the question.
Absolutely. Anything is possible in the Holden Cup, isn't it? We see so many momentum swings. And really, with, 25 minutes still to go, Newcastle still, I guess, very much with a chance. But really good to see Kanoa Gudgeon get that try there. He was dropped for about a month or so. Really, Todd Lowry wanted him to work on a few things. He gets his opportunity, and whilst the Knights haven't had too many chances up to put some points on, when he gets an opportunity, he's made the most of it.
Here's a dangerous kickoff. Once again, that wind playing havoc. Arlen Collins was cruising through on Curtis Dark. The Knights, can they complete this set of 6? That's the first objective they need to achieve. Completions after points. Lockery's keen for the ball in the centre field, and he gets it. Going to move it quickly to this sideline. McIntyre. Slide defence there by the Melbourne Storm. Corey Dennis. Good ball to the outside. Cameron King, the big front row, was screaming for it. Bit of momentum here now for the Knights, and it's the Storm finding some pressure. Eddie Tuilagi split them open. Could have just got the ball back to the inside. They had numbers. Jack Johns moves the ball quickly. Dark with a cutout pass. Gudgeon let it bounce. Little grubber in behind. Some good play once again by the Storm, by the Knights, and the Storm defence was good.
Yeah, there's some nice line breaks and half breaks from the Knights, but you just need to keep supporting each other. Don't wait for the big play. It's not a big play day. Just got to support, push around the ball, and get themselves well and truly back in the game.
Still 23 and a bit minutes to go here, Dan. That's plenty of time in Holden Cup.
Absolutely it is. concentration thing now for the Storm. And this is the part where they've got nothing to play for other than, as you heard Harry Grant at the start of the game talk about just playing each other. So I'd like to think, will that be enough to get them home, or be disciplined enough to get them home?
Discipline on show there for the Storm. They went back to a control set. It's Andrews. This time he skips to the outside. He showed him the sideline, Saleh Finau. He might have just snuck around him, but he did well, the big centre. Very nice going forward. It's left edge of the Newcastle Knights, happy to roll their sleeves up. This time it's McIntyre. Johns is keen for the ball on the open. Comes back down for a shingle. That was a forward pass, unfortunately. Just a little lazy on the line there. Good idea by Jack Johns, just the execution not quite right.
Yeah, it's a little barrel play. It comes down. Still just got to give your ball player a little bit of time to see what he can do.
You were here.
Just don't pick your line too early. You could skip to the next hole, and then you've got to punch the next hole. That's a good little play, that play. Brown trying to pick up the lazy defender on the weak side, or maybe a marker that's not working.
Go through. Out.
It's the Melbourne Storm. You would imagine will just roll their sleeves up. They've done well. Good work out there from both teams. Over the halfway line now, the Melbourne Storm. Cameron King eventually threw him to the ground. It's a big front roll for the Storm. Lomosia. Done well, rucking it down the other end. Now they're only 25 out. An opportunity to play some football. Trindle. His combination with the back rowers, particularly Tonji's been a beauty. Storm look like they have too many numbers defending on the right-hand side. Sorry, the Knights against the Storm on the right-hand side. Drinkwater keen for the ball back there because now there's some space. But it's fifth tackle for the Storm. Out of dummy half, a little kick by Grant. Well read there. But Curtis Dark just about got it out but got knocked over. Gee, that's a clever kick. Looked like he's a natural right footer and he's kicked it off the inside of the left.
Absolutely nice little bit of skill there. Variation from Harry Grant. Also nice awareness from Curtis Dark to drop back and clean up for his team.
Good work by Jerry, the big front rower, to come through. It was a dangerous bounce. It went straight into the arms of Drinkwater.
Imagine Blake Austin kicking this breeze today. Huh? Or Pat Richards.
Oh, Paddy Richards. It'd land in Maitland. Here's the Storm on the attack. Drinkwater, you can see him. He's skipping around everywhere out there at the moment. Very keen to get involved. They're in good field position, the Storm, 20 metres out. Grant scheming at a dummy half. There's that man, Drinkwater, showing it. Still going, bounces to his feet. This is where he's dangerous. Still going. He's got spiders on him at the moment.
He's been given way too much time and room, Drinkwater. Just mesmerising out there.
They're also looking at the show at the moment. Short ball from Grant. Jarrett will crash over. He's dangerous out of dummy half, Harry Grant. He just brings so much attention to him. And the line then comes out, makes a decision. The big front row had a bit to do still.
Yeah, you're a shot duck if you're Cameron King right there. Not even getting off your line. So one-on-one, big man with that much momentum coming at you. It's hard to get any sort of contact. Let's see what Todd Lowry does here. You see he's going for a sub. And Hoskins going on to tighten up that middle third. And 20 points in front here. Not unassailable, but that maybe is the try that gets Melbourne Storm home.
Yeah, that one certainly hurts, and you can see there, it's a catch-22 for Todd Lowry. Eddie Tuilotalava brings a bit of second phase and a little bit of exciting footy, but Hosking will really tighten up that middle. The skipper.
But they've been well and truly the better team today, the Melbourne Storm. We just spoke about Harry Grant. He's bringing his big boys onto the ball. Got a nice repeat set off that left foot of his, that nice little kick. Just really stamping his authority in the match.
Ambadera schooled Jesse Arthurs on the last kick, and it worked. This time he starts it narrow and sneaks it just inside the uprights, but he adds to that points tally.
Well, just to put things into some perspective, guys, if the Knights do go on to lose this, Souths are playing the Warriors this afternoon. The Warriors are coming last, so if Souths do win, they are going to jump the Knights. The Knights are going to be outside the 8. And in the final round of their season, they're playing the Sharks, who are at the top of the ladder. So things are not looking great, in real danger of missing out in finals.
Absolutely, Emma Lawrence, spot on. Hey, Dan Badiris, these Sharks under-20s Holden Cup have just been outstanding. You wouldn't want to be playing them in the last game to come up with a victory.
No, that's right. The old boys' day here, it'd be a special day. But the Knights needed to win this one today.
Oh, just a forced pass there by the Melbourne Storm. Egan had big space back on the inside. Now we'll see Cooper counter punch. Gee, they had some space there, the Storm. The temptation was too great to pass the footy.
Two fullbacks on display here today. Provide some highlights.
Cameron King.
That's another fire in the hole.
He's been to offload school during the week, and he wants to do it with the greatest degree of difficulty. Now we'll see him roll forward. Ball playing out the back. Johns looks a little bit inhibited there by that ankle injury. Playing tough with that syndesmosis. Confusion for the Knights. See a few players hands on hips, and Henry Penn just goes forward.
Get Huff, get out, and just bring blokes onto the ball.
Getting out the back to Lockery. Lockery dummies and backs himself. A great running game, the little half-back. He's at 8 metres out. Huth with a cutout pass. Can King crash over? We've seen it plenty of times this season. Gee, he got it down, I think, Dan Badiris. He sure did.
There's nothing like a front rower scoring tries and knowing they can score a try. They run a little bit harder this close to the line. Cameron King makes a habit of scoring tries, especially this nice little crash play. That's the way to bring your forwards onto the ball from Luke Huff. Just getting out, trying to isolate people, but he's done a great job there, Cameron King. And no right to score that try. There's 4 or 5 defenders there.
And very quickly, Curtis Dark adds the extra 2 points.
How good from Cam King. He's a big boy. That is something that Steve Blocker-Roach would absolutely love. And guys, don't forget, tomorrow, the weekend wrap at 6 o'clock to talk about all of the big issues that emerged over the weekend. Yvonne Sampson, she's a busy girl. She's hosting that one as well. And we've got a very special guest. It's going to be Sam Burgess on Fox League.
I love the weekend wrap, Dan.
Yeah, it started last week. Priming for the finals, the run home, and how exciting is the next 3 weeks of the competition. Still 10 teams in contention for the top 8. Anything can happen.
Keeps you all up to date. That's what I love about it. My family are tuned in. Blockers shadow boxing up the back here, seeing the front row of school. And Sam McIntyre, he's dropped the lollies. Be disappointed with that. They get themselves back into the game, and then the errors just unravel it again.
Just looking down my left here, I can see Todd Lowry. Very disappointed with that. That's a coach killer. You're sort of thinking you can get back in the game. Maybe it's gone.
Positions where you are.
But gee,
Let's go, Melbourne. Pick it up.
that's a big error from McIntyre.
Head in, Harry.
Just want it. That's a set you needed to complete or get to your kid.
Come on.
He was way past catching that footy in the mind. He was already doing the next
You can't
play.
strike till the ball's in. You kicked that out of his hand. No.
He's got a split there too, Sam McIntyre. A bit of
For a jab.
Shiraz
That's it.
running
Wait
down
till
the
ball's in.
hairline.
Hold. Out.
Are we going to see some more points from the Melbourne Storm? Flat start there for Drinkwater, but he gets going so quickly. Now he's got an offload. Ooh, that was just out of reach of Egan, so it meant that it wasn't a knock on. Now Elmore with the ball. You've seen his touches early were very good for the Storm. Good field position, 15 metres out, and Grant against the grain, scheming away. Now he gets to Egan, who skips to the outside. Beautiful ball. Try time for the Melbourne Storm. This time it's the winger, Willie Tolai. Gee, you could see some touch footy in that, Dan, when he skipped to the outside there. Matty Egan.
Yeah, then a pinpoint pass. That's touch footy at its best, and that's why I like to see those sort of plays in our game. But Grant, once again, getting out, getting the Knights on the back foot. And a big miss there from Gibbs. Like his time over.
Harry Grant there, he created the confusion out of dummy half. And he's seen the space to the outside. He leads the competition in line break assists, Matty Egan, and you can see why, because he's got that lateral speed and he skips to the outside.
If you looked at Gibbs, he was always worried about looking at the ball. He just lost his opposite man. Big Tolo. Just, you always got to have an understanding where your opposite centre is. We're in that line nice. But yeah, that nearly puts the Knights to bed, you'd say.
You're never fully confident in the Holden Cup, but you would think at this point in time. Career points 400 for Jesse Arthurs. Scoring plenty. This is a real tough kick. This time he's into the breeze. It's a different factor to deal with. He's hit it well once again. It just that breeze grabbed a hold of it and skewed it across. Melbourne 38, the Knights 18.
Yeah, the Melbourne Storm traditionally haven't been all that strong in this competition just because they tend to put a lot of their stars up in the Queensland Cup. I mean, they've only made the finals twice. They were premiers in 2009, and that's when Gareth Widdop was in the side. He scored the match-winning try in the grand final. But as I said, a lot of their stars playing up in the Queensland Cup.
You're right, Emma. That was a hell of a side that Melbourne Storm had. Some big names you've seen push through. Tohu Harris, the Bromwiches. Certainly, I think it was around that stage. Melbourne Storm now, they just roll their sleeves up once again. Sphere play. You can tell there's some genuine fatigue there for the Newcastle Knights. They've had the breeze at their back, but as Dan Badiris has said a number of times, it doesn't just get you the points. Look at Drinkwater. Got the ball on show. Flick pass this time to Garrity. Now they're running with some freedom, the Melbourne Storm. Tonji brought down on the fifth tackle. Harry Grant's seen some space, has the good vision to put a little kick in. Andrews retreats. Will be caught in gold.
Great set from the Melbourne Storm. What a finish from Grant. Just showing his experience. Just nice. Understanding the game, how it works. Just putting the foot on the throat of the Newcastle Knights.
The Knights know that time on the clock is getting low. Trailing by 20 points, they want to get on with it. It's the Melbourne Storm in good field position, 28 metres out on the first tackle. Here's a name I think you'll hear a little bit more of. Look at the first touch from Tino Fasu Maliawi.
The Melbourne Storm say that he's going to be a first grader. You'd definitely take their word.
Here's another chance for them. This time it's Elmore. Just too easy back on the inside. Tino put a good dint in them before it, Dan, and they capitalised.
Yeah, just the middlemen of the Newcastle Knights just suffering some fatigue. Cameron King just can't fill the space. Nice, easy try there to Elmore. He's always pushing, always working hard for his team. Beautiful ball from Trindle, understanding where the space is. And that definitely wraps the game up for the Storm.
Poor old Cameron King, you could see those big legs were getting heavier and heavier, and that ball was turned back on the inside. Hosking was honest, shut the door. Poor old Cameron King just couldn't quite make it.
Yeah, been watching it for a while now, the last 10 minutes or so, and I don't know what's happened to the rotation for the Knights, but it looks to be a big man that won't get off the bench. Obviously, he has to be left out there a little bit longer in Cameron King, so might have to ask Emma Lawrence if there's something wrong with the Newcastle Knights bench there, but can't rotate any of the players.
It certainly was sucking in the air. Jesse Arthurs, on the other hand, just keeps racking up the points, and now it's a convincing lead by the Melbourne Storm, 44 points to 18.
We spoke about last week, they had 50 put on them against the Eels, the Knights, so that's 44, so that's not top 8 defence. So they need a bit of a check in the last 3 weeks. They've got a lot of players up in the New South Wales Cup. They've got probably 7 players that could still be playing this grade, but I don't think they'll be back to help them out in the next 3 weeks.
It's Fasu Maliawi with the ball. He's only 17, as Dan touched on before. Comes from a tiny town just outside of Gympie. And when the Melbourne Storm say they think he's going to be a first grader, your ears prick and you have a look. And that's not to put pressure on the young fellow. It just means that he must have some
I
key
just love the way like Josh Adokar, look what they've done with him, and Vunivalu. All these players, they just mould, get them into a Melbourne Storm spirit.
We've seen some excitement from Sully last week. He had a jockey on his back there. He went over the steeples. Jockey might have got charged with dangerous riding. He took the fine.
I would have loved to be in the team review, see what was said, and I'm sure there's a few belly laughs.
Oh, I'm sure Bellyache was wondering what's going on. Now it's a 5th tackle option to the air for the Storm. That wind's got a hold of it. Oh, great kick here by Saleh Finau in the in goal. He's another one that's got a bit of everything. Pins poor old Cooper. Everything they touch turns to goal today, the Storm.
Well, when you're willing to take the ball, big Finau did. And have a look at this nice little touch he's got. Little catch, eyes up, right foot.
That's brilliant.
Brilliant.
A little story on Saleh Finau. He joined some of the other Melbourne Storm players to make a visit in Melbourne to some young players from the Victorian League who'd been injured in a car accident. It was a really nice touch to see on their social media and also through the Mental League Foundation. Well done to the Melbourne Storm and to Saleh. Now they're 9 metres out, the Storm. They got more points in them. A dodgy pass out of dummy half. Have to retreat and take it. Just reset here by the Melbourne Storm. Keen to go centre field. Egan too. This wind, you can see the strength of it. It's playing a little bit of havoc. And Clayton Doak with the ball. Now they're back to where they want to be. Centre field set up on both sides. Egan keen for it. This time he plays square and short. Good low tackle there by Jack Johns. And over the top, Curtis Dark. Grant out of dummy half. Egan, this time he goes long with kick in behind. Kanoa Gudgeon's got Melbourne Storm defenders in front of him everywhere.
The coach of the Melbourne Storm, extremely happy. Eric Smith, the way his team are just applying pressure, is not letting Newcastle anywhere near getting back into this match. Just the way they played this second half with some repeat sets. Their playmakers pulling the strings and they're 9-6-7-1.
Here's
Very
a good strike with the wind behind them. Just stood up and went bang with it. Yeah, Eric Smith's another one who's on the pathways of the Melbourne Storm, the coaching pathways. There's plenty of great ones there. He's a mate of Adam O'Brien's, who's played footy with up there in North Queensland. Gets a chance to work through that East feeder system. He'll be very happy with his young charges today. As we said before, the East Tigers and the Falcons going well too in the Trust Premiership in Queensland. Storm now 10 metres out. Grant with a wide pass to Trindle, which puts the Knights under pressure defensively. Good scramble. Cooper come up and made a try saver there with McIntyre. Quick play the ball. Grant will be hard to stop from there. He slammed it down. Harry Grant, Piggy Grant they call him. Well, Piggy's come up with another try.
It's the second try today on the back of those beautiful little kicks. They're applying pressure with their repeat sets. Harry Grant, it's been a class above today, in and around the ruck. Once again, the Knights, they just can't get off their line. Nice try from Grant.
Cameron King thinks he's got a scope on him, a radar on him at the moment. They're just working over that ruck. He's a likeable type of fella, Harry Grant. His interview was good before the game with Emma Lawrence.
He sure is, and the pathway for him there might be blocked at some stage, and not he has to go to another club, but geez, if he gets some great knowledge and learning and training in great environments. And if you're another club, a recruitment officer, you do look to see where the players have come through, and if they've come through a program or a place like the Storm, you know you're getting good value for money and understanding what they're all about.
One of the best recruitment officers in the game, Paul Bunn, he's already locked him up. He's kept him with the Melbourne Storm. He knows that Harry Grant's the type of player the Storm want to see continue to progress through. Jesse Arthurs makes it the half century for the Melbourne Storm. Super lead, 50 points to 18.
What a performance from the Melbourne Storm. This is the second most points they've put on all year. They put 62 points on the West Tigers, who've been really struggling. That was back in round 4, but this is their next best performance. I don't know where it's come from. We know Harry said at the start of the game they want to do it for each other and for a bit of pride. They've been very impressive.
Yeah, You mentioned it earlier, Emma, as well, the players that get to push through the grades. I know that some of those teams have got to bye this week, and Drinkwater and the likes are back here playing in this competition, and you can see what they bring to it. Scott Drinkwater, he just looks like he wants footy in hand the whole time.
He has, like he's had spiders on him today. He's played so well, and as you can see, he's got understanding of what the game's about and the flow of the ball. That's like the thing I like about him, the way, the structure he loves playing. And he's not done yet, mate. He's got 3 minutes left, and definitely go for the kill here.
They certainly are. There's blood in the water for the Storm. Trindle now with some space. He'll be dangerous. Good tackle by the half-back in Lockery. Come in and shut it down on the 5th tackle. What's their last play option? Little trick shot down the short side. Looked like the back rower. Harry Grant was keen to do the wraparound out of dummy half.
Harry Grant knew what he wanted to do. But Tunji, he needed to go a little bit shorter. He just kept going on that overs line. Harry was trying his best to get around.
Knights have had to do a lot of the cart work out of their own end. Matt Cooper can create something from nothing. Storm's quickly onto him. It's Corey Dennis. Fatigue really kicking in. You could throw the TKZ over the Newcastle Knights at the moment. Curtis Dark. Still some good, strong, brave runs back into the tight spot. Good defence there by Dote over the top. There's Croker. Fire in the hole, offload out the back once again. It's been a feature for the Knights. Now they've got some space with Heath Gibbs. Good tackle. Over defence by Willie Tolai. 5th tackle, Jack Johns. Chip kick with some space. Just in between kicks there. It is hard with that really strong breeze. Do you go to the air? Do you go to the ground?
Yeah, Jack's really struggling with that ankle, but when you think about the Knights have had that intercept, it's the only way they scored points in the second half. It's been a tough one for them.
Maybe another chance here for the Knights to hustle their way for some footy. Marlon Collins retreats and picks it up. Last 60 seconds or so of the game. Tackle by Croker and King. Knights still digging into the end. All some confusion there. Good hands down low. Fasu Maliawi. Tino had to dig down deep and pick it up. Like a good halfback, whenever there's some momentum, he brings himself into the game. He did that at the back end of each half. Now Trindle, can he create something? Jesse Arthurs, who's scored a heap of points today, goes for the conventional kick downfield. Matt Cooper, he always beats that first defender there, every time.
30 seconds left in this match, Frank. The Knights will be probably outside the 8, which is disappointing for them, but still got 2 more matches. You can turn it around, but great work from the Melbourne Storm team here today.
They'll still be fighting, Dan. You know that Newcastle spirit. The Raiders away and then home against the best in the comp, the Sharks on Old Boys Day. Oh, there's a good shot too. Trindle on McIntyre. Minus a barrel, tricky Trindle. Knights, what have they got to finish this game? Jack John sees some space on the chest of Kanoa Gudgeon on to flicker to Gibbs. Now it's the Storm are going to try and turn defence into attack. He's pinned the ears back here. Fermor comes to Cooper. He's got support back on the inside. He won't need it. Bo Fermor. When he picked it up, he thought he had a marathon to run. They'll celebrate the Melbourne Storm.
Poor Matty Cooper. All he was worried about was trying to stop that offload. That left hand he had it perched in. Fermor. He's going to throw it back into Egan. Let's have a look at this unfold. The right kick from Jack Johns comes into the hand. Gudgeon. Here we go. Here goes Fermor.
Have a look when he looks up here and says, we've got a long way to run. Matt Cooper's only in 2nd gear. He comes across. Egan was on the inside. He didn't need him.
No, he didn't. Just needed a bit more leg drive there from Cooper. Don't worry about the offload. Just get the tackle done.
Yeah, you certainly feel for him. He's had a busy day at the back. He's had a lot to contend with.
Couldn't knock the palm down.
Knocked the palm down, the old first rule. Tell you what, the Melbourne Storm.
Oh, well, they were saying that they want to make each other proud and play for pride. They've definitely done that today, the Melbourne Storm.
Tell you what, Dan, we've got an interesting kicker to finish off. He's on debut, Tino Fasumaliawi. They're going to give him a chance to get points in his first, and he's missed it from in front. He will never live that down for old Tino. That's full time. Melbourne Storm 54, Knights 18.